Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel English for All. Today we are going to talk about phrasal verbs in everyday conversation. First of all, let's see what exactly are the phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb is a verb followed by an adverb or a preposition. For example, break down, look up, fill in, give up, give in. Now let's see why are they so difficult. They are so difficult, or you can say confusing, because there are so many. They are quite commonly used. They have different meanings. For example, a phrasal verb might have more than one meaning. Let's take an example. Come over is a commonly used phrasal verb which has two meanings. The first meaning is to visit someone at his house. For example, why don't you come over to my house? It also has another meaning, that is, when an emotion takes over you. For example, a feeling of sadness came over him. Now we will listen to a conversation in which the speakers will be using the phrasal verbs. Listen closely to notice which phrasal verbs are being used.
Hello, Tom. How are you doing? How was the office today?
It didn't go well today at the office.
Oh, what happened?
As I reached the office, my boss had a go at me, telling me off as I was a bit late.
Oh. Did you tell him why you were late?
I told him that my car had broken down and I ended up taking a bus to the office.
That's not a big deal.
In fact, he was blown up over a deal that had fallen through after one of our business partners had pulled out of a contract.
That's really sad.
He said that I couldn't get away with it as I had let everyone down.
It's really difficult to put up with such an attitude. He shouldn't have turned down your reasons.
I ran out of patience and told him to go ahead if he wanted to lay me off, and then I stormed out.
Don't lose your nerves. Let me put you through my boss, and I would like you to take him up on his offer as there is a vacant position.
Oh really? I would love to do so. Thanks a lot.
Let's look at the first phrasal verb, which is have a go at someone, and it means to criticize someone unfairly. The example is, after the project failed, the manager had a go at his team, although it wasn't their fault. The next phrasal verb is tell someone off, which means to scold someone or to use harsh language. David was told off by the immigration officer when he was trying to break the queue. The next phrasal verb is break down, which means to stop working suddenly. This particularly refers to a machine or a motor which suddenly stops functioning. The car broke down in the middle of the road and he missed an important meeting. The next phrasal verb is blow up, and it means to explode or suddenly become angry. Frank couldn't tolerate Tom's misbehavior and blew up, which left everyone shocked. Another example is, after the plane crash in the mountains, it blew up and caught fire. The next phrasal verb is fall through, and it means to fail or to come to nothing. The plan fell through as they hadn't expected such a huge financial loss. The next phrasal verb is pull out, which means to withdraw from an undertaking. They lost the final match because one of the players had pulled out of the tournament at the last minute. The next phrasal verb is get away with something, and it means to escape punishment or blame. All evidences were against Tom, so he realized that he couldn't get away with it and admitted that he was responsible for the loss of the company. The next phrasal verb is put up with, which means to tolerate or endure something. When Adam insulted George in the party, he couldn't put up with this misbehavior and stormed out of the party. The next phrasal verb is turn down, and it means to reject or refuse. All his suggestions were turned down during the meeting, which left him quite perplexed. The next phrasal verb is run out of something, and that means to fall short of something or not to have something more. The car ran out of gas and he missed his flight. Another example is when the manager insulted him, he ran out of patience and resigned immediately. The next phrasal verb is lay someone off, which means to force someone to leave a job. The company had to lay off many employees due to the heavy losses. The next phrasal verb is put someone through, and that means to connect someone to somebody else through a phone. During the online conference, the employees were put through to the manager for their valuable suggestions. The next phrasal verb is take him up on, and this phrasal verb means to accept someone's offer or invitation. James was left with no choice but to take him up on his offer, as the company offered him a huge salary. That is the end of our today's lesson. I hope you must have enjoyed it and learned some more useful everyday expressions which will help you to develop your communication skill in speaking and writing. Thank you.